It's Thursday, the 16th of February, and we are on the Australian dollar, US dollar. So let's have a look at this market for the trading day ahead. Okay, so lining up with Sunday's analysis video, first of all, we were looking at this whole section of ranging price action right here. So a couple of weeks ago, we identified that with the market in these areas, we could watch as resistance and as support. And what we have seen is the market chopping along sideways in between these two areas very, very nicely. Now, last night, the Australian dollar broke up quite strongly, broken above the previous resistance levels. Now, the first thing to say is that we need confirmation, first of all, that this is a break. So on the daily time frame, what we may be seeing is a false break. A false break being a market shooting up through the resistance level, only to then quickly reject back down once again. So we want the confirmation before we can call this a break. Now going into today, what am I looking at? Well, the first thing is, now that we have broken above this area of resistance, as you break above resistance, it becomes potential support. So I'll be watching if we see pullbacks down into these areas for bullish price action. If we continue to rally, we are rallying into levels of very good resistance. If we look at previous price action, back from August 2016 all the way up to November 2016, before the very strong sell-off in the Australian dollar, we can see the market spiking up and rejecting at these levels. So I'd watch up here for resistance, as well as this section of price action back here up at 7.826 to 7.835. So those are the main things I want to watch for today. As always, it is about letting price action dictate what you are doing. So I'll be watching for good price action. If we see a pullback into these levels and up above, I will be watching for resistance up in this whole section of price action. Now, if we just look at it quickly on the 5-minute time frame, we have this key level of support down here, and then up above we start getting into all of those resistance levels. So that's what I'm watching for today, guys. As always, I will come back at around about 4:30. We'll go over the price action, we'll look at it on the daily time frame, go over what it suggests for this market moving forward, and zone traders, I will take you through any potential setups for the day. We're just at 25 to 5, so let's have a look at the Australian dollar, US dollar from today. First thing we can see is the market has pulled back into the level we identified as key support from this morning. This is where I said I would be looking for those bullish bounces and potential long positions. Now, what we want to see really is if this level holds. What we may have seen, as I've mentioned, is a false break. When you're trading, what you quite often see is the market making these false breaks. It usually happens when you are looking at something like a pattern, so a triangle of price action, or when a market is trading in a tight range, because what you often see is traders looking for breakouts. So traders looking for the breakout to the upside or the downside of both of these types of price action. And what you often see is the market doing a false break up or a false break down in order to trigger in those breakout traders, and then it reverses, comes back down, stops them out, and goes in the opposite direction. So if this level doesn't hold, it's very, very likely we will see the Australian dollar come back down once again and retest all of these previous lows. Now let's have a look on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, so as mentioned, I was favoring long positions from this key zone down here. This is the trade that I took today at 7:50 AM. It will be posted as a separate video. Exited up here in the above zone, which is resistance. You can see the market came back down again very, very strongly. Zone traders, another very nice entry into the long positions, which we were favoring today. And once again, the market rockets back up into the above zone.
Okay, so that is everything for this week, guys. As always, I hope that was helpful, and I hope you've all had a great trading week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.